Today I wanted to talk about the training, what have I done in the past, how I ended up with the strength training, and the lessons learned along the way. As always, you're welcome to join my ride and hear me out what I gotta say about the training. I started off by going to the gym in high school, and I clearly had no idea what I was doing at that point. I was just going in, doing the sessions, and I did whatever felt good. Looking back at it, it was mostly bro split. It was a pretty easy program to follow. Chest and biceps on Monday, Tuesday was then back day. I do remember Wednesdays because they were supposed to be a leg day, but you know how it is. We usually skip the leg day. That was actually one of the main culprits of that training approach. Not training your legs is obviously not a great idea. At that time there was a lot of people doing exactly that, just completely ignoring legs, which looking back in hindsight now seems rather stupid, but that's how it is. I was doing this for 2 to 3 years, and at that time I was really overweight, so my primary goal was not only to build some muscle, but I wanted to lose some weight, and I lost about 30 if not 40 kilograms at that point in a period of 3 years. And despite my training not being perfect, I'm still looking back at those times fondly because it taught me a lot about my body. It taught me a lot about mental, but also overall impact that it had on my life. Even though I was training and I was going to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, I would be still interested in other sports. I decided to pursue some martial arts, and since I was still in high school at that time, I could easily juggle the two types of training. So let's say I was still going to the gym, but I could focus on going to the martial arts sessions 2 times a week. But then quickly after, I started college, and this immediately became a problem. So I was left with way less time on my hands. I even started working part-time job outside college. So this really left me just with a couple of hours of free time per week. And I was always stuck in between the decision whether I want to go to training, so to dojo to train martial arts, or to go to the gym. So instead of me focusing on one, I was actually split in between the two, and I hardly made progress at one or the other. So I got sick of making close to no progress and skipping so many sessions, and then I decided to pick the gym as my main free time activity and ditch the martial arts once and for all. This goes back, I would say, 8 years now probably. But at the same time, coming back to the gym, I actually met a group of friends, which sparked a whole different interest compared to what I did before. I was always interested in lifting heavy and lifting compound movements, but I was just never really accustomed to it. But after meeting these guys and befriending them, I actually realized that I have a lot of, I don't want to say potential, but definitely a lot of interest in powerlifting style. So for those who don't know, the powerlifting is basically displaying the strength in 3 main movements. That would be squat, bench and deadlift, SBD for short. And something about these exercises really made me interested in the sport, but at the same time also the whole concept of being strong and having strength that you can apply then outside the gym also made me very much interested in this and very motivated to train. And despite me starting off like a complete noob, I was making actually some really good progress. I was gaining some momentum, but then COVID hit. And this basically left me, but everyone else also locked out of the gym. And it was actually for a couple of months, I suppose, at that point, and we had like multiple lockdowns in Europe. It was that time where I figured how much this actually means to me, because I was really missing it, and we were doing so many stupid things at home just to move, trying to move in those patterns. We were doing squats with chairs and some banded work. I mean, it was fun, but it was at the same time also quite sad. So when the COVID then ended and we were able to go back to the gym finally, we were all then very motivated to continue our training, with us finally being able to hit the weights again. And those were definitely the times where we made a lot of progress, and where I made a lot of progress personally. But then I was, after 1 year or so, met with the difficult decisions, which is I needed to move places, which means two things. I was away from that gym and that group of people, and the other one was I'm moving to a place which doesn't really have a gym that would fit my style and my needs. Then I came to a conclusion, or to an idea, that I would make myself a home gym. And actually, before moving into the house that we live in now, I had already made everything needed, or I already bought everything I needed for my home gym. Setting up a home gym was actually the first investment that I did in this house. So I suppose I really have my priorities straight, right? Anyhow, luckily you don't need much for powerlifting. You just need basically kind of a rack or half rack. I even have a good barbell, weights, bench, and everything else is basically an extra. So I plan on making a home gym tour in some future videos. Some of it you can see already in my shorts that I'm publishing here and there about the training, and I want to do more of that, absolutely. So if you're interested more in this style of video, but also me talking about training and my training in particular, or how you can start training, do let me know down in the comments. For the past couple of years I was therefore training in my home gym for the most part, and I gotta say, if you're thinking about home gym, and especially if you are thinking about it due to the convenience and you being able to stick to the training schedule consistently, I would say it's definitely worth it. I don't regret it at all. In the past 4+ years, I've probably missed maybe less than 10 sessions, I would say, altogether, considering that I train 4 times a week, 52 weeks per year on average. I would say that's a really good number. And home gym definitely made all of that possible. And especially in the last 2 years, when my wife got pregnant and we got a child, those were really the times where scheduling became much more challenging and difficult, but because of the home gym, also possible. So having this flexibility of home gym and training at your own tempo and pace really made my trainings more consistent. And the more consistent approach you have to something, the better results you will have. And the better results you have, it creates kind of a momentum, snowball effect, which then further motivates you to train. As I said, I wanted to make this video just to give some backstory, but also because I was thinking about these things, what training actually means to me. And despite training requiring its energy and focus, I find that at the end of the day, when I do and stick to my training, I feel the best. I feel more productive in other areas of my life. But that is a topic for another video. I have reached the destination and you have reached the end of the video, so thank you very much for sticking by. If you like this sort of content, please give me a like and do let me know what other areas of training and my life you would like to see more of, and feel free to share your experience down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.